they will talk about it a little bit to share the concept, and then a few agenda will talk about this in this meeting, including how we can handle some production bug, some report from our country or from our PM that they suddenly have something break or broken into the production, so how we handle it and what's the good procedure. And second is about, we want to recap about the 1st of December is the scheduled cutoff date for all the platform. But before that, we have to know about what time or how the status of those features that we scheduled to be included in the next cutoff. So we will go through about it and see if it is doable or we have to postpone the cutoff date. The third about is about the product release on the driver, iOS and Android. Driver app and the client can say. So we'll have a look on the status of the product release to see what's broken and how we handle it and how to progress on this. And finally, we will update about the India thing and how to launch on that. So I will pass it for Hong Kong for the on that. Yeah. Is this one?
Yes.
On
So for roadmap 8, we would like to separate the package for top-up methods, as now we have ATM and 7-Eleven two methods to top up, but the package should be the same on both methods. And we would first of all we would like to separate those two channels first. For example, for 7-Eleven, there may be 5 packages specific for 7-Eleven, and we can select and make changes at that end. And second things we want to do is add one more channel, that's TMS. But for this one, we would like to do something like config. That means we would like to enable or disable at backend, and then to change the behavior on driver app. That's the concept of roadmap 8.
Can you confirm what is TMX?
TMS is is in Fortan. The shop that for the driver to have the trainings there.
So Matthew, do you know we have an auto shop in few territories?
Yeah, sure. So this is actually just basically it means a cash payment in person at that Fortan place.
Yes. And then the driver can walk into there and then buy the package and then use this new channel to top up.
So I think this kind of comes down to how the driver app is implemented. But I imagine that currently the driver app just gets a list of packages and just says, well, how do you want to pay? So if you want to split that, then I think the UX has to change, right? And also the implementation. So depending upon how you want to do that, you probably want to. I'm going to assume that existing drivers using the old app are going to have to carry on having the same package options, and then the new app version is going to have to introduce the differences.
I'm not quite understand. Could you explain more?
I think literally right now the top-up package API call just gives a list of top-up packages. It has no concept of what channel you're allowed to use it for. So either you're going to break that for existing driver apps, or you're going to have to force update, or you're going to have to accommodate both of them.
Yes, if we add this new channel, we need to force update. Just like previously, we add the 7-Eleven top-up methods, and then we force update those driver apps. Just the same way.
Okay. Well, I guess again, it's going to be a little bit complex because it's going to need some just it's not really that bad, but it's just going to need some different APIs. It's going to have to support both, and then we're going to have to release a driver app and then do a force update.
But is it doable? Just
Seems
complex,
doable, yeah.
but doable. Okay.
I think it's not even that complex. It's just complex in terms of the upgrade approach.
I think maybe after you finish the card and create some more trial card, then you can talk with the team again, detailing in a small group to make sure that all the requirements is clear and the status, all the details is included.
Okay. Okay. One more.
下張 use 嘅最底喎，最底。
係咪最底嗰個？
係啊，最底嗰個 global 嗰張。
Global enterprise. I didn't worry it quite detailed, but the concept is just like our client app. We have the reuse route, we reuse goods options. Yes, so we want to make it at Raccoon City as well. Is it difficult to apply?
Use UX.
We use the goods, yes. Need UX and
Yeah, need a UX for the buttons and this part.
yes. Okay.
Yeah, then talk with the UX team and then come out and talk with them again to see if this works or not. Okay, so there's no more Roman X we want to talk about today, and we will go through the other. Right. I need roadmaps that features we want to raise it here. Otherwise, I will go to the other topic. No. So the other things I want to discuss is about the production bug. Because we have some internal discussions that sometimes there may be some production bugs like the customer cannot doing something on the production thing and the API is failed or other things. So should our PM like to create a card and then comment into the channel is better, or you think that comment in the channel first and then create a card, or which method you think is better so they can get some prompts reply on replying the customer, because like last time Calvin actually he need to reply the customer and the customers keep asking what's the reason and why. So you just want to have a proper way for him to follow. Yeah.
And I think if it's a operation like operations issue basically, right? If the server is working one moment and suddenly it stops and it waits for 10 minutes and it works again, that's like an operations issue. It should be dealt with like that immediately.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is maybe someone maybe can categorize if it's top urgent things, and this is maybe it is a second tier or it is a third tier, which can be fixed later on this thing. So we want to see how it's properly after we reported it, how to handle it at your side.
So the way this would conventionally work is basically PagerDuty, and someone is on to deal with production issues at all times, and they triage it. They look at the error and they decide if it's a real error, what it's affecting, and how to deal with it.
Do we use PagerDuty right now?
Yes.
And who receives?
So basically, all errors right now are received by Eric and Chris, and I'm supposed to get them, but they never added me. They pay for it, but they never added me.
Maybe they should add both of us to PagerDuty, but.
Well, I don't literally mean PagerDuty. I just mean concept, right? So someone is at all times. There is someone who is designated for dealing with production issues.
Oh, that's you, right?
I also think we need to do country and time zone like considerations as well, because again, like Korea having a 10-minute Ole outage at midnight is a different issue to Hong Kong having a 20-minute outage at 1 p.m.
Sure.
I think Korea is still okay because only 1 hour, but in the future, if it is about India, then it's much worse because it's a few hours difference.
But it's either you or me, right? Like,
I don't literally mean time zone. I just mean like time of day, like the fact that like so in reality, if we had a big enough ops team, then you'd have maybe 3 or 4 people who were always on duty, and it would go to the first one. If they didn't answer it, go to the second one, go to the third one, blah blah blah. But just you probably need to have a country severity time of day thing. So you don't want to wake up 4 people at 1 a.m. if it's unnecessary.
Yeah, maybe I can pass this to your internal discussion on how to allocate.
Sure.
Yeah. We just want, our concern is when they come out questions from our PM, then somebody can be immediately have some response, not really have to be fixed already, but should be responding and maybe say, oh, we are checking, or we know about it, we're checking, or hey, actually this is not very urgent, then we will reply you 1 day later, like this kind of thing. So
you should probably have a 5-minute.
But basically, like you need to professionalize our service and our operations and offer an SLA to customers, right? But the reality is that most of these issues are too subtle. There's only 1 or 2 people who could look at it and in a reasonable amount of time work out what was happening and why it happened. But as an example, this Korea one you're citing was actually really simple. Just it was hidden.
or just restart, that is fine.
But I don't know why the restart worked. I mean, the reality was, at least as Dom explained it, it was basically just the wrong key.
Yeah. We use the Ole account on production floor. Question keys are never added.
Yeah, okay, so anyway, we will leave you guys to talk about, and then we can get updates after next week. So the other thing that I want to recap about the next maybe I'll share the screen. So, you can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like infinite.
Yeah, so this kind of thing is we already discussed last time. If you remember, we go through 1 by 1 and say, hey, if it is fine to complete it before the 1st of December, and so I think now is good time for us to review the progress of this and if it is feasible to be completed. Because if now have 2 weeks left, and then we still have the QA team to review the card to make sure it's done before the merge. So so we have to complete the development in 1 week time. That means it's about 23rd or 20 something. So they have a few days for the QA to make it review and then to do or to complete the task. So I just check a bit about how we are doing.
Hello.
Hi.
It looks like your screen is frozen.
Oh, mama.
Well, we can see the screen, but the screen is just showing infinite Hangouts.
Oh, okay. Then should be this one. Oh, this one. Now it's better?
It's a connection.
Yeah.
It's okay. Okay. Then we go for 1 by 1. For global one, it's already done. Then I think it should be fine. Okay, and then the Singapore PDPA one, actually there's still some doing in iOS, Android, and web and driver. So this one, I'm not sure if whether we can complete before the first of the before the 23rd or 24th of November. And I just list out all the things that we are doing still in progress. And then the Singapore restriction of radius and driver team are still in to do. And the Singapore multi-pool is also in the to do. The roadmap 6 about Taiwan. This one I also want to see if iOS and Android can start working on, because platform team already all moved to the code review, and from my understanding, it's fine for iOS and Android team to go ahead. Go ahead, right? No need to wait for review and done.
The problem is I mean, I don't know what those guys want to do, but as stated elsewhere, like the VAT thing is nasty, but something, an attempt to do it. I don't really know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and actually the Taiwan review ordering reminder is already done. And
So going back, what's the answer? Can we do it or can we not do it?
Remember, we have the Brain is working on the page related to VAT before, so you'll need these refactoring to be done.
You mean platform teams?
I mean, because in that page there is another task undergoing.
Who is doing that?
Brain is working on it.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Platform team or iOS?
yeah, iOS team.
Okay. So is this on this card?
I remember it's a different card, but it's in the same page, so they are quite related. So we will need to wait for it to finish the refactoring.
Can you provide us the card so that we can link it back to add as a dependency?
Okay.
Yeah, is this also related to Android?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's not related.
Yes,
So can Android team start working on that? So I think you can take a look on this one. Yeah. Okay. So for Korea, this one I know that they still keep on working on the dynamic distance filter on Driver app is about driver team, and that's all. Because the China one last time we said it is about border case, so it can be or not to be. So can I say, do you need time to review whether these tasks can be done next week or not, or you can confirm that no, we need one more week to complete it, so that we will see if whether we postpone or take away from our next cutoff. Yeah, because the other consideration is we are still releasing the draft app and iOS. So if our release cannot be done before the 1st of December, then actually this is not the other cutoff. There are still 2 weeks time. What do you think?
Do they have a list? Is there something that you guys just
There's a list.
go back and so we have all the candidates here, so we just need to answer whether development can complete sometime next week, so that including QA, this can be cut off.
Yeah. Maybe you can go back to have a look first, and then I go through the product release section first, because this one is also the process that if we can cut at the 1st of December or not. Okay. So the other things that we need to talk about is about the product release. I want to report the status of the product release. Now the driver app already released for about almost 2 months time, and now they had one more broadcast find out in our release, which is a Korea dynamic distance filter on driver app. I think this one actually is one of the roadmaps that we are going to release in the next month. But after we discussed with William discussed with somebody that actually it is already built in the driver app, and it is quite difficult for them to take out this, right, Kevin? Can I say so? Kevin Ho.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I say so because
Mhm.
this dynamic distance filter on Drive is already working in the
Yeah, it's already originally it's already implemented in the app, but it's fixing the requirement back and forth, so it's hard to like get the whole thing out.
So it is quite difficult for us to take it out and to be done in next time, right? So we have to work on that.
I think this one should be for me. I think this should be done by next week, but I have to check with the original the guy working on it.
Okay. So for status of the driver app, this one is one of Blocker, and in fact, our QA team is working on the other countries because now our approach in doing is to do all the first stage review on all the countries except China first, and then if there's no any blockers, then we'll move it to the final stage. So that should be fine because otherwise there are a lot of back and forth, and some is going to final stage, and some is in the first stage and blockers, and go back again and do again. So now the QA team is working on Hong Kong and Taiwan, and the due date is tonight at 7. So afterwards, then we will know that's how many blockers on this version, and after we fix that, they will have a test again on all the countries. Yeah, then this is the other log they need to do, and a few days time they have to do on that. For the iOS, they actually have not yet started the round of the first day's review, but already find out one blockers which is about some should be from Korea card. Let's click on the delete button, and then it's force close in the app. So there is card already created and moved to the development board, but actually they still have to review on all the global cards and then to see if there is any release blocker. And same as the Android is not yet started, and Android was after the driver team. That should be tomorrow. They will start the Android review. So we have to see if these product release can be done before the 1st of December. Then if so, then we can continue the first cut. Otherwise, then we need to postpone the next release cycle. Yeah. So any ideas or any ways that you're saying that we can improve so that we can expedite the whole release process?
So I guess when I look at all these that go into one cut, some of them may be related features, but others may not, right? So is there like some of them, let's say like the different teams are working on one cut. Not all these features are related to
Yeah, not.
So is it there's one possibility that for if we want the 1st December release, we can release those that are done. Like we prioritize these are the most important. These 3. If the rest are done, we can still release.
But we don't want to have this kind of, because if, for example, if the front end are already done, while the back end is not yet.
Yeah, so those then we cannot. Are all these?
No, you can see if it is only driver, then it's driver. Yeah, if not, so that's why we want to see that if, for example, if this one, for the Taiwan one, either one of them they cannot finish, then we will not release this feature for all the platforms. Yeah, then I think it's easier for everyone to test. Otherwise, we need to remember this one already released and this one is not yet still developing. Yeah. So this one is because last time we talked about this, we want to review. We try to allocate some of the feature cards into and try to set a timeline to see if we can reach that. If can, then we'll release, and everyone know that in the coming release we are releasing these kind of features without knowing this or not, and this one is not yet. Yeah. So actually we have the others, but I think you can spend some time to read about this because most of the features that we are going to release on the 1st of December is the roadmap 5 and 6 and 7, and some of them already will be leave to the next version. But actually, in the ideally, we want to know when we submit a request for new features, and we will discuss with you. And then to see that, oh, you think 2 months development time or 3 months development time, then we can set this, oh, this one is expected to be released in next March, so that we can also communicate this with the country. Yeah, so this one we will need your support to take a look, because I know this is not easy, that you need to calculate all the tasks that you are planning to doing, unless instead of reviewing one by one. So I will leave you guys to talk about this. Yeah. Yeah. To see if it is January or February task on that. Yeah. So I hope that all the release workers that you can take it as first priority to clean it first, so we can move forward to the next one. Yeah, and honestly, our QA team is only 3 person, and they have a heavy load on doing it too. So any questions on this? Yeah. So maybe I need you guys to read on the current cut on the before the 1st of December to see whether how long you need to make, because as we said that the current release have not yet done, so probably even you done this kind of features we cannot release, right?
So basically anything that you wrote there is doing and to do is holding back.
Yeah. So actually these kinds of the marking is from the channel account. Yeah. So if it is a review, then most likely it should be done, unless there are some blocks or some bugs that we found out and need to bounce back. Otherwise, then should be fine. So
does this come? Sorry, this is a very minor point. Does this come like we can highlight the cell that has those doing and to do, so that then we can more effectively see the.
Well, I think this one.
Traffic light, I know it's very trivial.
I think this one is already clear, and I don't know how to highlight if there is a 2 cars and one is done and one is not.
That's lower denominator.
Yeah, I think it's just a few cars, and I think it's easier
so
for
just
you.
pay attention to this.
Yeah, because for the other one, I highlighted the whole. Yeah, the whole one. Yeah. Okay, so for the feedback, maybe by Friday, then we can channel to see which one can be done and which one we need 1 or 2 weeks time. Then we will consider it up together with our product release schedule. Okay. I hope that the product release can release. Can we release? Anyway, so for the other things that we want to update about the India launch, because the target launch date, it should be in the early December or within November, because we sponsor some big events in India that we must have the driver app and web ordering things in the market before the early December. So maybe you can talk about, Tom, you can share about the status.
For driver app, right? Or
whole thing, I think.
Last week, we were talking to Ruud, and he has said there's some requirement that won't change. We want to update the pricing, we want to reclassify the vehicle type. And so far, I think Tesla has done it. Just a little minor ones. I'll talk to Dom afterwards. Some like minor bugs in the pricing. The pickup logic works, the pricing model works. Just that there's some really big charges. In some cases, it doesn't count. Not paying calculation. I'll talk about it. And for the driver team, I think I've created 8 tickets, and I think 2 of them already put to team review, and there are a few that Edcar and Kevin are already doing. Like 5 minutes ago, the Indian team just replied and give us some missing translation. I'm actually commenting on the clocks, and hopefully we'll get that done by the end of this week.
Yeah. Is this workable? Is this checked with the driver team already?
Is it possible, Kevin?
Kevin!
Yeah. What?
Do you think we can get the driver app done by the end of this week? For India?
All the requests?
All the requests?
Yeah, I think there's a few, like five of them left.
Yeah.
This should be pretty easy. One is adding the position, which Admin has already provided. The other 3 are actually related to platform, and platform has already done it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the register is fine. The translation is also okay.
Yeah, because we have the time, only 1 week and 2 weeks left. So if we can complete it, all the development this week, then we can have final check next week to see if there are anything that we need to do or to review back, bounce back again. So we will have a few days time for preparing for the launch in December.
Yeah.
No, in
And
November.
I've made a comment for web team as well, Michael. Because we have new vehicle type, so maybe web will update the job list and
Yeah.
I've already caught on platform already.
Yeah, so I think this one is much more urgent on top of everything because we have to make it to the market in early December and in the end of November. So please, everybody, to help on developing this thing. So thanks so much. Anything from tech team want to discuss? Raise it? Complaints? Okay, so Calvin, do you have anything more to
Should
share?
we talk about the ticket that Dominic
Yeah.
brought up this morning? I just want to see, how can we, if we want to plan ahead, what can we do right now?
Let me find out the ticket first.
Is it a child ticket or something bigger?
It is a child ticket,
Yeah,
very
because-
small one, it's just to change existing behavior of the web which requires platform support.
This one, right?
Yeah. So this is not currently being developed right now, so.
Yeah, it's a to-do, so no one is working on it.
Okay. So I guess, the first thing, the question, so the MasterCard is the enhancement of the address book, right, for China?
Yes.
So before we start doing this, is that something that's still needed?
I think it's needed. It's actually a web card, but it needs support from the platform team.
So it's really,
The kind originally is
This one is
that
platform
one,
card.
the web input address.
No, sorry.
And then I think Michael mentioned that we need pagination support from the platform side, so I created this sub-child ticket.
so you created what sub child tickets, right?
I created this one because originally this pass is from the it's for the web team,
Okay.
and then we suggested building pagination support from the server team.
Okay. So Donna, you were saying that there's a server and web component?
Yeah, because, so the web needs to not load all the addresses. I mean, that depends on the server.
Okay.
And it needs to go to the next page, go to the previous page, the last page, etc. Whatever it is. Then the server needs to only return addresses that the web asked for. So let's say the web asked for page 1, then I give the web the first 10 addresses.
Mhm.
And then page 2, 11, 6, 5, and then more.
So other than coordination, is there anything that we, like, let's say the server team and the web team needs to have a deep discussion on before anything is done? Or it's just pretty much,
Just to work together. And I think we'll have to make sure that they release at the same time because
Okay.
I think it probably break the whole frequency if we don't release at the same time.
or if sometimes, so.
Sorry. I don't care. So you're saying maybe the platform should be backward compatible and show all addresses if it's the old version. But It's not, because it's only the address book, it's not critical, right? Right, Matthew? Do you care? Are you speaking?
I missed it. Say it again.
Say again.
Alright, so I'm saying, Michael was saying, I was saying we have to leave, like for this part to work as an exercise. First, because it requires API change. And it also requires web UI change. And in order to not break Raccoon City, they have to be released at the same time. And then Michael said, Michael asked for making it backward compatible. And then I said, it's the address book on Raccoon City, and I don't care.
It's actually could be useful for us to get.
But I think realistically, it's going to be worse trying to coordinate deploys of all versions at the same time as the server. Like, if we end up doing it's not going to be Lychee, right? It's going to be Mangosteen or whatever. I mean, but like if you take historically, that means it's going to be like 3 or 4 deploys, and you're going to have to coordinate the B2B deploy to go with that. This is not going to work. So I think realistically, it has to be backward compatible. But if it breaks a little bit, maybe that doesn't matter. Like as an example, you could deploy a change that just says that for now you send a very high per page limit. And then when you start paginating it, then the old B2B is already asking for 200 or 1,000 or whatever the limit is. It always gets them all back.
Yeah, so default would be like 100, and then we send a 25 per page, and then we can have a pagination.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's good practice. Well, to be honest, per page pagination has kind of been out of fashion for the last sort of 5 years. But if you do it that way and you say, hey, give me 100, even though we always give you all of them, then deploy that in advance. And it will seem pretty seamless. Or else at least you deploy an option that I think it's probably easy to be backward compatible.
Okay.
This is more complicated because I know you can now have this new concept of a route. And then Phoenix was talking about adding a new reuse route feature. So we're going to have two new things we call the route, and we also have the addresses for the address book. So,
but in reality, reuse route is just to copy the other request, right? It's UI thing, it has nothing to do with the actual route.
Sure. Well, I suggest you make sure it's basically just cloning parameters. Because at the moment, like when you reuse it in the CS panel or whatever in Taiwan, it actually clones the database objects directly, which is quite complex. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we can we'll table that. So it's not something you guys can start right away, do you think? Or because what I want to do is use this example and see what kind of discussions that we need to have, and then kind of plan out how much time each team needs to take, and then subsequently have some sort of a target thing, right? So it really depends on if one. There's a need, looks like Tom told me that there's still a need, and 2, if you guys are ready to start, so that we can start planning. So if the answer is no, you guys still have other things to do, then obviously we can table it with people who start the discussion. That's the objective.
I can do it next week. I can't. This week is really Wednesday afternoon. Going to shut down Friday. So
sure. Yeah. So maybe like next week is it something that we can sit down and talk more about the approach, and then subsequently figure out a execution plan. Is that the best way to do this?
yeah, Yeah, I think so. What do you think?
Does Matthew need to be involved? What, does Matthew?
I think I see what you're saying. It's a small car.
Okay, yeah. So let me schedule something because I actually want to be involved in the conversation and see how these things go. So I'll set something up, maybe do something 30 minutes so keep everybody efficient. And then we'll see how that plays out. Okay, so thank you guys.
Yeah, okay. I just come up and ideas and want to see if you guys think it's good. Now what we are doing is if there is a broadcast of, I'm talking about the product release because my whole brain is thinking about how we can release something else. And I'm just thinking now what we have is when they think out, find our broadcast and then post it into the development board and then label it as a broadcast, then somebody will work on this, right? So do you guys think that is this good for us to have a very fast catch-up meeting on every day, 15 minutes to see what kinds of cards are remaining and how long, if there's any technical problem, I don't know, from tech team or from us, so we can all target on those cards and then kill it, fix it ASAP, or you think this broadcast card is already enough and what or within your teams you will oversee this? What's your opinion?
Most of the time the risk broker are not that deep covered, so I'm not usually into the big meeting to just discuss small changes. It makes sense if multiple teams are involved.
Yeah, I'm not meaning
only one team and
maybe like this, maybe we can try to see what broadcast card and then just report it into the cross-team meeting like yesterday. Just let you know which cards we are working on or which card we are planning for the broadcast. So that should let you know, and then you can monitor your team how's going on, or not cannot say monitor, just see how to assist each other to make it fast. It's easier, right? So that you can just do it within your team. There's no need to work with the other groups. It's better.
that's right.
Yeah, we try our best and then see.
You mean there's a
No meeting. No meeting. We just let you know what card, because I'm not sure if you know what broadcast card within your teams that you are dealing with. Do you know? For example, we are doing with the driver app release, and we are having one career dynamic distance filter on driver app. Is that you know about it, or actually no, right? Or like the iOS one, we had one release broker which is iOS client. Click the deliver to client. To do this, so you know that. So actually, you don't need from us to form which broadcast card into the cross-team channel, right?
Usually, if the card is visible in the to-do list, then we will know.
We'll take that about it. So maybe I will need you guys help to monitor a bit to see if your team member has problem in dealing with the card, and maybe need help from other team members.
But we have program currently, but risk broker not being eaten.
What?
We have problems currently, yeah, but we have release blockers not being picked up by anyone. I think most of the time we're quite reactive to this card.
Yeah, especially when we show the red name or like connection.
Yeah, then you will take.
You will handle it.
Then it's easier. Then
So I think this is actually a solved problem in the rest of the world, where if we actually just adopted industry-wide approaches and just did proper Scrum teams, then every team, every morning goes through what they're doing, and the Scrum master for that team's job is to make sure that the things that are important are getting done.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll get there.
And I think you're trying to recreate that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get there in a week or two, Matthew.
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay, but I think you should just do it the way everyone else does it.
Okay. So, by the way, I just remember, is that Phoenix for your roadmap X? Is that you have some timeline there that you want to tell?
Yes, actually, next one to push the TMS on Driver app on later
In December.
Yes, in mid-December.
So after you create all the class and discuss with the team to see if they can catch up. Otherwise, then we need to report back to Nick on that because we have a lot of
So in order to push in mid-December, I mean, like all the way to go live production, right?
Yes.
After.
After mid-December, then it's not rush actually.
Because
Then it can be January or February.
because if we are going live, like in
Yeah, then
December,
we
that means
come
we have to
before
meet the December
Now.
1st deadline, right?
But that means we need to wait another release in January
Yeah.
because
Hopefully.
cutoff is the early.
So the cutoff is December 1st, right? So
Yeah.
if everything is smooth, then
Then
it
we will
will go
release in
live
January. In January or
Okay.
late December.
late December, right? So let's say late December, yeah. So if we miss the development cutoff for December 1st, that means the next cutoff we're planning.
For example, like the first of January,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah, 2nd of January or 3rd of January,
Yeah.
early January, right? Then again, if things go smoothly, then that go live will be mid-January.
Yeah, but this all be rely on the assumption that our release cycle can be done within 3 weeks. But now, see from our experience in the current cutoff,
Right.
it's already 2 months.
Right.
So
But again, right, for Phoenix, right, Phoenix purpose to get back to Nick, right? So the answer is very clear. If we can finish development and QA of whatever he needs by December 1st,
then we
then
can, yeah,
we might have something in
December or late December.
If we miss that, then we can just tell Nick it will be sometime in mid-January, the earliest.
Yeah. But I think you just create a cut and discuss with that team first because now we don't know the next cut, is it on 1st or 7th or 13th, depending on all our.
Yeah. Well, so I want to be clear, right? That's something I think, we should control,
Yeah.
right? So,
I have a question.
Kevin, say.
Yeah. So if we miss the cutoff date, so we push back the release schedule to the another day, then are we going to add more, or are we going to stick to the previous release?
What do you mean? Can you?
Like we say we want to complete the development for the feature 1, and we missed the cutoff date, and we delay the schedule. But are we still going to release just feature 1, or are we going to add feature 2?
Actually, you can just see it is a project. If the project cannot be done before the 1st of December, then it will be in the next, like the 1st of January. We will not release partially, but just delay the projects to be released. The feature, I mean.
Yeah, but what if we say we want to delay 1 month and the scope will be the same as the previous, then we will be getting some complaints from local, I guess.
I don't think so. If we communicated well with them and we control good internally, that should be good. But if they said that it is only the first phase 1 features and actually they want to build into a second phase after it released, then I think it's open to see if any new features you can enter in, so that the whole the feature 1 and feature 2 can release together in the next release. So I don't think it's a conflict.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
good question, by the way.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's all for today. Okay, thank you. I will recap some action items in our channel.
Please recap in Chinese.
In what? In Chinese? Why should
Bye, Matthew.
Bye, Matthew. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye bye.